To realize your individuality is the biggest promoter of change. For your rock bottom today is tomorrow's jumping point. And yes, rock bottom is a scary place in life until you look up and realize that you've landed on top of an entire new world. But as you gather your wits about you and you start to recognize the lost and forgotten pieces of yourself scattered around, a trail of breadcrumbs leading towards your untapped greatness. Rock bottom is a world that connects you to truth, reminding you of your awesomeness, that everything was done for you to arrive at this very moment. So your rock bottom today is your jumping point of greatness for tomorrow. Welcome back, my friend, to Authentic We's podcast. This very first episode is a compilation of a 5-step process of finding yourself and learning how to get out of your way for success and greatness, all the while finding self-confidence of trust and influence. Welcome to today's most important podcast. Thank you for joining. You can never run away from yourself. There is one given fact for you in your life. Your problems will follow you across space and time, wearing different faces, life's oldest issues masked as new problems. And just because you're sitting in the back row of life, I need you to still pay attention. This does not mean that you are not important. I need you to remember this right now. It is not about your placement in life. It is about how far you have come to get to where you're at right now in this very moment. While some may have had it easy being born into privilege, while most of us taking 3 generations to build a family and a home. However, the greatest leaders are made from these hardships. They are not born, but they are made. Never judge yourself where you're at in life. Place value where you have come thus far. Thank yourself in life for creating a champion out of all the obstacles that you have overcome. You are not a survivor, but a thriver of everything that universe and life has thrown at you. And yet, you still stand. So get all them hostile thoughts out of your head. Stop casting doubt and procrastination upon yourself. Get out of your own way and achieve your greatest destination yet. Your greatest potential self. And what does this look like? This looks like you versus you. You, the society raised to be held back and followed by rules, versus your true self, your inner self. We call it the inner child because it's what was forced to be locked away our entire life, thus never allowing to grow and express with you. It's called your inner child because it is your true nature, the one that was forced to be quiet because it was too loud, or parts of you that didn't fit in. They didn't disappear. They were hidden away. They were hidden away, and they were waiting for you to finally unlock yourself, to bring back your imagination, to bring back your dreams, to bring back your actual personality. That way you can become who you are meant to be in this world. If it weren't true, you would not be here right now. Look into your hands. Look into them. They hold your future. So how do you envision it? Because you are worthy of your greatness. It is your birthright. You are not meant to be a follower. You are not meant to fall in line. You are meant to be an individual, a self-expression. You are only as great as all the effort that you put into life and behind your goals. So what does your worth look like when you spend all of your waking moments in search of recognition and acceptance of people who don't even know who you are because you don't know yourself? When raised in a culture and family that puts needs last and instant gratifications first? So how are good morals, integrity, and strong family values practiced or even learned? So how do you once more break free from all the social noise that's pounding inside of your head, everything that is telling you what to do, how to be, and silencing your true nature? It is very difficult to find this worth and self-love when you're raised to find worth as productivity, not as your value. Value as an original self-expression of the universe sent here to teach the world what you see through it. So how can you learn self-respect when you were raised to be taught to laugh and mock at every single body with individuality, anybody who stood outside of the normal crowd, yet secretly admiring everything that they are doing because they are showing their strength? And you just wonder, how can you possess this? So how can you begin to even heal yourself when you use words that create actions that hurt, bind, harm, manipulate others and yourself, and then turn around and play self-victimization? This is a taught trait, taught to hold you back. So again, how can you begin to heal yourself? With thoughts and words that bind, with thoughts and words that harm and hurt yourself and other people, with thoughts and words that manipulate yourself and other people. This allows you to lie to yourself and believe it. And that's the worst kind of lie ever. All for sakes just to avoid your own truth. So now you're very mad and unhappy because you should be much further in life than you are right now. But you never applied yourself. You never found your worth because you were never taught this. So don't be mad at yourself, and don't be mad at your parents because they weren't taught this either. They were taught to do the hustle and grind, work for 40 years, and maybe get a break. So it's time for some self-reflection. How do you want to live your life and balance the work and life balance? Because we still need to pay bills, but this is about finding yourself along the way. This is about living your truth along the way, not muting who you are, but finally embracing all the good, the bad, the ugly parts that you have been trying to hide and run away from. But you can't escape them. You can go on vacation for life, sit on the beach and drink your margaritas and your little daiquiris and Mai Tais. That is fine. But the reason why it's going to be crummy is because you're still there. Because you haven't confronted the you in here. Because our life in this current society has taught you exhaustion is your strength. Your pain masked as resilience. So now you're angry at life and society for forcing you to use all these strengths, for forcing you to use resilience to beyond exhaustion, so that way you can achieve what? Spending all of your time for the hustle and grind and not for your loved ones? Built to say, we're going to work overtime so I can bring you what's going to be taxed 70% now? For what? For what? What is this hustle and grind for when you are losing time with your family and friends? When you're losing time, especially with yourself? You cannot spend just 24 to 48 hours having built-in time to relax, time to sleep, time to eat healthy, time to exercise, family, friends. How can you show up for all of that in your life while doing the hustle and grind as well? So you got to learn how to do this balance. You have to learn how to say, I am worth the time of putting myself first and some of my friends and family first. You got to put you and your inner circle first, and then your hustle and grind. Because if you can't show up for yourself, you can't show up for anything else in life to achieve your greatness. It's time to get out of your way, and it's time to stop glorifying burnout as your rite of passage. Stop losing focus on your goals. Be relentlessly obsessed with your own success and your healing, because you are worth it and it is your birthright. You deserve this. Ignore everything that tries to derail you. Keep your eye on the prize, y'all. So stop wasting energy on just filling your time every day. This is a pointless task. You were born to experience. You were born to create. You were born to express and live fully. Get out of your own way and stop allowing yourself to silence you. Stop allowing you to silence yourself with these doubts, with these fears, and words of other people's opinions that only hold you back, that keep you hostage inside of your own mind. Silence all of that. Tell it to shh, and forge your own way. Because this is your life. You are worth taking back your ownership and control. You are worth showing up for yourself, and you're most definitely worth taking yourself off the sidelines and becoming an active participant inside of your own life and inside your journey. Because you were born to be a unique individual. There's nobody else like you in this world right now, and the universe is expressing itself through you. So stop playing the safe game. Get out there and become your greatest self. Feed your self-love and inner truth every single day until you feel that illuminance overshine your body and irradiate out across the world through the sky. Match the brilliance and resilience of the sun itself. Feel you're awesome. Bring change to this world by living your purest, truest self. Step away from the social mindset that holds you back from that. Step away from the family mindset that will hold you back from that. Because sometimes our parents didn't know better either. So it takes you to love yourself the way that you need to be loved, the way that you have been searching for this entire time to be able to achieve what you need to be able to achieve the greatness. Dive into your greatest self yet. You got this, darling. Depression, we all get it, but have you ever truly asked yourself why? Touching on this briefly, why you have to be broken down in order to break free and become your greatest self. Oh yes, so let's go over why life has to break you down in order for you to have your breakthrough moment. Now let us be clear, I am not glorifying the burnout process whatsoever. I am talking about accepting your core pain and your truths to know where your starting point in life truly begins. The very roots of your suffering. You know exactly what I'm talking about, for your depression and your emotions pointed out very vividly. And through self-doubts, it shows you through false visions of who you think you are, but are not. All these moments of weakness and failure, something that you're taking that was so small in life and blowing it up out of proportion. Depression allows you to travel back in time to the core truth of where it all begins. Of where everything that you fear in life or thought that you had messed up began. Your depression allows you to travel back to the core truth of your inner self. The you hidden so deep that is now but a faint hum and a whisper in your own life and body. This is your inner self. Now we call it the inner child because it's your true self that was never allowed to grow up with you. It was always suppressed and hidden in the dark. Holding all of your hopes and dreams, keeping your individuality hostage with it because you were told that you were too much, you have to dull down in order to fit in. This is you. This is your core essence and inner truth that your depression is showing you. The reason why you feel so blatantly horrible with all of your relationships, with everything that you do, why you feel so angry all the time is because you're not living who you are. You're not saying what's truly on your mind. You keep running away from your truth, so therefore people don't know who you are and still expect them to see you and expect them to show up for you in ways that you have never expressed that you needed to be showed up for. So this depression is bringing you home, back to your inner self, shining a light on all the things that you need to work on. And it's making it personal, so personal because you have been asking the universe all this time for a sign, and has now been given it to you in the sign of emotions and visions of the past. It is showing you where your starting point in life truly begins and where you need to start learning. Because this inner voice, your now inner child that didn't get to grow up with you, your personal identity, it doesn't recognize you anymore. It is telling you that you have lost yourself. You have lost your integrity. You are so scared to live your truth, scared to explore life and all the grand possibilities within it. Forced to fall in line, forced to dull your light to fit in because you are told this is the way you can only be loved. This is the way that you're worth by production, not by your value. So depression brings you home to your inner illuminance, allowing you to polish it up so it can shine from within, shining lights on all your faults, shining lights on all of your doubts, displaying them all for you to fix. Because it is not failure if you start taking action to correction. So this depression is shining light on your true starting point in life, mind, body, spirit. It is teaching you that if you heal these areas that you are dreading within your depression, that your depression will go away and never return, because you are now living your best potential. Your whole life asking for a sign. Where is it at? Where is it at? Your actual body is showing you the signs. Listen to yourself, show up for yourself, and begin the work. Because all the signals of healing and changing your life for the greatest are there. They're within you. They're showing you exactly what you need to do. And this is your depression's superpower, life's gift to you within your body itself. Stop letting your fears overshadow you with doubt, pain, anger. Stop letting yourself play the blame game and self-victimizing. Your depression is truly teaching you how to show up for yourself, how to be number one, so you can run through life and be the greatest, so you can run through life and be the person that the world needs you to be. I mean, the depression is teaching you something so simple, so pure that you miss it every day. This love and greatness starts from within. It starts from self-acceptance. It starts from dealing with your good, bad, and ugly, and saying, yes, this is me as a whole, and I'm okay with it. Your depression is teaching you that all of your suffering is coming from your belief in other people's lies about you and your life. So stop believing these lies and opinions about others, because you and they are conditioned by all of their friends and family, teachers, and society as a whole. Coming back to your truth allows you to put the mute button on all the tornado that is inside your brain and in your life. It is showing you that each one of these voices is molding pieces of you, your behavior, your speech pattern, the way you think, the way you act. Mute them all so you can find yourself, your voice, the way you want to move through your life. Show up for yourself and become the main character in your own story. And stop intertwining yourself inside other people's issues. That is their life. That is their problem. It is okay that you want to be a part of it, but once somebody else's life and problems overconsume you, and you have to push yourself aside, that's where the issues arise. So show up for yourself. Put yourself number one. And if anybody else tries to dull that down or comes at you and your health is now compromised because of the way that they're coming at you, you might have to reevaluate these relationships. So in turn, just stop taking on everybody else's issues. They're not your problem. Stop fearing silence and come back to yourself. For most of you who are the constant source in other people's life, you are fearing this silence. You are scared of your own thoughts. They are now foreign objects within inside your own body and mind. These moments are you versus you. These are your true self versus what society forced you to be throughout the entirety of your life thus far. And your true self is tired of being hidden. This is why you're scared to be alone, because your truth is bubbling up. You are so frightened to the core because your truth is bubbling up and starting to take a hostile takeover. It is showing you where all of your falsehoods lie and is teaching you that what society has forced you to become is not you. But now you don't know how to think for yourself, only others. You only know how to think in terms of them, not me. And the only words that you know for yourself is, well, I can't. They won't allow me. All things that hold you back. All things that make you self-victimizing. Never allowing you to grow mentally and physically. So please, watch your words. Watch how you use them. Reorganize them in a format of strength and that you can instead of won't or can't. Always reformat your words and sentences in ways that encourage and bring positivity and belief, not manipulation, doubt, and pain. And this is what it means to show up for yourself in life. And this is what it means by listening to your depression. Because it's showing you how to empathize. It's showing you how to correct yourself in order to show up for you and the world. Now that is pure empathy. Because the hardest thing in life isn't to die for somebody and for your beliefs. The hardest thing is to stand up and live for them. Live purely. Live truly. Can you do that? I would like you to try that for a solid year and see how your life turns out. See how you become by showing up for yourself. Fuel your action to self-awareness. Stop seeking validation from a world that doesn't know you or your worth. Stop seeking validation in groups of friends and people and society members that don't even know who you are because you haven't found yourself yet. So how can they know who you are? So your depression is arming you with truth. It is arming you with the self-motivation or realization that you don't need to fit in with these people. You just need to live your best self. And if somebody's attracted to that, wonderful. That is what we are here for. Somebody being attracted to your truest self, which this becomes very self-validating. So thank your depression. Thank it for showing you your starting point. Thank your depression for allowing your anger to fuel your motivation, for transforming pain into love. And showing up for yourself is applying everything that your depression and its gifts has shown you straight to your life. Apply it to your daily actions. Apply it mentally, physically. Apply it spiritually. Apply yourself. Without applying an action, this is for nothing. So free yourself and your inner child. Let it grow up. Let it become your greatest self yet. Become one. Become whole once more. Stop the song and dance for society and for your friends and family. Stop lying to yourself and bring back truth. How can you begin the journey of healing and finding your true self when family keeps pulling you down? This loudness of your community, the tornado of constant roaring voices within inside your head, illuminating your doubts, ridiculing you beyond belief, turning your own mind against you. It is difficult to find self-worth when you keep placing value within your pain. Being okay with weakness is finally taking off the mask of society and coming home to your truth. You are not meant to constantly endure. You need a break. So stop being okay with masking your true personality just to be able to fit in. Because you think it's hard being unique. Safety is never standing out or speaking your true mind. No. Can't be an individual, can we? For safety is in your pain, in hiding, withdrawing, holding yourself back up to 90% so that way you can be the meek little mouse in the corner, never causing a problem, never causing a ruffle, hiding yourself to the point to where you now feel like an obstacle inside your own skin, inside your own mind. Because you have conditioned yourself to agreeing that you need to be a follower. You have been conditioned to agreeing that you feel safe within your pain. This is not an obstacle in life unless you decide to try and climb it. Unless you be courageous enough to say, hey, this is my mountaintop. For nothing great in this world is easy. In fact, if it's easy to you right now, run the opposite way because there is no value or learning in doing the easy thing. Far too long you have sought comfort in your safety, relying on your pain so you can just tell everybody, this is what I've been through. And I am not mocking you because I have my fair share of pain. But I'm telling you right now, when you're able to look in the mirror and say, yes, we've been through this, and you're worth more now for not being a survivor, but thriving, it is a different feeling. It is a much different feeling on the inside. Looky, I got goosebumps. It is just a different feeling altogether. So stop feeling that it's easier with the devil that you know than with the unknown of yourself. Because this complacency has killed your dreams. It has dulled your spirit and erased your imagination. All because you wanted to feel safe within your pain? I get it. It's very hard to hear, but we are here to come home to our truths. Because you have gotten so good about living inside your pain, you no longer recognize it. And within your own complacency, nobody else recognizes that you're in pain either. Because at some point, your survival will become your performance of pain. No longer living for yourself. And this struggle became a stage of all the voices in your life and society cheering you on for that pain, just clapping you on and cheering you on and embracing your suffering, making you accept that this misery is standard, making you accept that love should feel this painful, making you think that happiness is a goal, making you think that happiness is that destination instead of a state of being that you were born to be. Making you feel so comfortable with your pain, you can no longer find the way to the darkness inside yourself. Just because you were raised to be strong, never to be weak and show emotions. Never to address these emotions, so now you no longer know how to confront them or even begin to learn how to navigate it. You don't know how to begin to heal and are now no longer comfortable being alone because your inner voice of truth keeps bubbling up. It's becoming a hostile takeover because in moments of some of your gloriness, nobody ever showed up. So now in your moments of weakness, you were never taught to show up for yourself. Having no coping skills to start the healing process. So instead of breaking down, you take all that pain in. Because what else do you do when you're offered love in the form of endurance and suffering? You wear these as badges and you honor it. You honor it so much that you are continuously seeking the exact same pain in all of your relationships, never knowing that you should put your all into your friends, into your job, into a family member, into a spouse, never leaving room for yourself, snuffing your own flame of life out, never having anybody really doing a welfare check on you in your life, asking you, how is your true emotional state today? Do you need a hug? Do you need an ear? And never seeking out this welfare check either, you were taught to continuously seek validation. All in a world who doesn't even know you because you don't know yourself, who only judges you by your productivity and not your worth. So living within this pain blocks you from showing up for yourself and for your own inner truth. So quit your self-loathing and stop running through life asking for self-clarity when everything is being shown straight to you in the forms of mental vision. Turn that self-doubt around and actually work on the thing that you are doubting. How about that? Have you ever tried that in your life? Working on the one thing that you're doubting? Try it. What can happen? You fail and you learn where to truly start learning from then on? Wonderful. So that means that it's not a failure, it was a success. Anything that teaches you how to become greater and anything that teaches you more than what you currently know is a success. So failure isn't great if you're able to apply the lessons that you learned. Therefore, it's now a success. Through all of this, you will keep getting mental clarity and you will start learning more and more just because you are applying and learning that success is action. That's it. Just by simply applying yourself. It's not about failing and succeeding. It's literally about action and learning. And once applying this action to your life, this is when greatness begins. Because you are starting from your true point. You are knowing exactly where this learning needs to begin, and thus, nobody can now knock you down. You're on your path. You're living within your truth. You're now living within your happiness because you're now living your greatest potential self because you are on your continual learning path. And you are worth this happiness. You were born to be this. It is your birthright. It is not a destiny. It is not fate. It is what you make of it and it's whatever action you put behind it, because you are only as great as the effort that you put behind anything in life. So stop performing and living your life for other people and do it for yourself. Rip off the shackles of society pain. Rip off the masks of condition and mold your own self. Yes, you were trained from birth of how to follow all these norms. It's okay. I'm not saying to ignore it. I'm saying to compartmentalize them, to divide where you need to use what they want of you versus how you need to use yourself from here on out. Because you are no longer being happy to work until burnout. You are no longer happy to become exhausted to illness. You are no longer happy to just fall in line. And this, my love, is owning yourself, showing up for yourself, and becoming your true identity and personality. This is you living within your happiness. This is showing you that you have to show up for yourself in order for your greatest potential self to thrive. Stop being happy in your shallowness and pain, because you know your true self is yelling at you from your inner core. Be one of those people running around in life with this cosmic smile on your face like you're in on a joke that nobody else knows, just because you finally took the pill of I don't care, and you found yourself. You found your eternal love. You found your integrity, so you're able not to care what other people's opinions think. So follow your inner voice to your self-acceptance and worth. Live within your truest, greatest self and your inner love. Show up for your truth and show up for yourself in life, because you are the true beginning point. Let's talk about the words that you are using eternally. Let's talk about the words that you tell yourself mentally and the words that you use physically to yourself and other people outside your own head. How do you speak these words? Because most of the words in today's society are taught to bind, harm, manipulate, and self-victimize. We're transforming into a great speaking pattern that heals while being spoken properly. No hindering vocabulary. It uplifts, it encourages, it heals, it's loving. It's pure motivation by simple sentence structure. And what do I mean by this? How does that look? Well, let's use a worldwide example of prayer. Now, I don't normally talk religion or politics whatsoever on my channel, but this is something that I believe is done completely incorrectly. Let's give you some examples, so stick with me on this one, yeah? Most of the world's prayers are asking, requesting, demanding, and this is all wrong. So what do I mean by asking? Please heal my son. And what do I mean by requesting? Please take me instead. And what is demanding? You better help or I become the worst human being possible. All of these thinking and speech patterns have one common thread of failure. And that's the fact that they are asking for something. Asking for any one thing tells the universe that is not there for it to be provided to you. You must feel the most benevolent outcome is already happening and change your speaking pattern to make this sound like truth. Such as, instead of asking for healing, simply stating, "Thank you, universe and life, for healing my son, for I now know the evil is seeping out through this sickness." How about the requesting format? How does that look like? "Thank you for the time that I had with my loved one. I shall live on in their memory and take their strengths as my own." How about the demanding portion? What does that look like? "Thank you for strength and understanding within my solo mission, and I am blessed to learn my true potential within this struggle." All of these examples acknowledge the pain, but they do not dwell within its darkness, instead providing strength to the light that is already within it. Because the way you think and speak will always create your reality and its outcomes. So time to break from world for just a moment and come back to your inner truth. And truly ask yourself, have the words and actions that you have been using justifiable? Or are amends needed because of your newfound way of thinking and speaking? Owning these mistakes and not hiding from them allows pure and true growth within you. This is building your personal integrity, a quality that outshines lifetimes. And developing this for yourself looks like owning all of your deliberate actions. It looks like owning all of your words of hate that you deliberately used inside yourself and outwardly towards other people just to manipulate them or to make yourself feel better. So begin recognizing and dropping all the vocabulary and words that gaslight you and others, bring manipulation, self-harm, and hatred. Get rid of all of those. Get rid of anything that holds you back. Again, no hindering vocabulary whatsoever. If any sentence that you speak doesn't have at the end of it a "you got this" feeling, you are using the wrong vocabulary. But recognize that at least 80 to 90% of your speaking is cruel. It's hindering. So don't become your surroundings. You are born to be greater. You are only within these surroundings to find your truest potential. And this looks like not allowing others' opinions to have weight inside your world, because you have developed and started creating self-love and eternal worth. So don't act like nor become your surroundings. You are greater than that. You just happen to be greater than what your surroundings can currently provide for. So life is forcing you into awkward moments and places and phases in order to push you out to find the area of growth that's needed for you. The place to use your abundant potential that you have yet to tap into. All of this is just a growing phase, learning your strengths, finding how far endurance goes inside of you, figuring out all the tools of success for you to have inside your toolkit of life to become your greatest potential self yet. So stop placing time and energy in others that don't help you along your journey. The world needs you to find your greatest possible self and bring it to us. And you deserve this as well. So you are worth the time of taking all of these methods and applying it to yourself in life. Because lately you have been comfortable in living within your own suffering and pain. Let's face it, the hustle and grind of life that you were taught has taught you to shut down and ignore yourself to the point where you don't even hear the alarm bells going off. You're scrambled. You have lost focus to the hustle and grind of life. Running through it so fast you have lost focus on your personal goals and self. You have now buried your identity and true form so deep, it's but a faint whisper and hum. It's not your fault. You are programmed to keep moving. You are programmed for the hustle and grind for 40 years of exhaustion. You said, hey, we signed up for this, right? But did we? Wired to always be perfect, trained from birth to obey. Exhaustion, rooted through generations. Suffering now so deep it is rooted in your blood. Invading your mind. Programmed to self-sacrifice the greatest 40 years of your life to bring productivity. And that's your worth, not your value. 40 years of life just to be rewarded with badges, titles of honor, such as brave, resilient, strong. All words that mask the truth of pain and exhaustion. We all know strength isn't strong if it makes you weaker. Bravery is only brave enough if you apply yourself no matter your emotional state. You making choices based on others instead of being hyperly focused upon your own self and solutions. You were taught this, so how could you know until now? Realizing years have gone by without putting any effort into your goals and dreams or your personal self? So learn how to collapse the programming of your suffering by finding your inner strength within every thought, action, and words that come out of your mouth. Knowing that the strongest leaders come from crisis. They were not born, but made. And you were not made to endure. You were made to thrive. Please, darling, stop running from your pain. Stop running from your own self and your life. Your pain was birthed from deep within, from believing the lies and opinions of other people about yourself. And I promise you, if you change your thinking and your speech pattern, you would change yourself for the greater. Your greatness will shine, your worth will bubble up, and you will embrace your eternal love once more. So stop using vocabulary and negativity. Stop using vocabulary that promotes you to back yourself away. Stop using vocabulary of self-harm and manipulation. You're not the victim here. Nobody's a victim. The only victim is the way you are thinking about yourself. And for this, I promise when you change this, it will end the negativity in your life and it will change for the better. This is fundamental to ending your own suffering. There will always be pain in life. To navigate your own suffering will greatly minimize this pain. Because I promise, once you apply yourself to yourself and bring your awesomeness to this world, you will be mad at yourself greatly for holding yourself back for so very, very long. Once you begin the process of hyperly focusing on yourself and your healing, this suffering will fade away to an absolute nothingness. And thus, your depression will also fade away to a nothingness because you're applying the gifts that life has shown you. For your path will be shown through a great abundance of vision. This is your greatness coming through, so do not ignore this. These visions and insights, no matter how grandiose, are coming through to you because big goals need big visions. And even bigger experiences. Embrace that pain in life and then kick it aside. Take the lessons that it teaches you and apply them. Use that knowledge and forge on for yourself. You have been running from your own truth for so long. You forgot that it calms the pain and keeps away suffering. So choose to live your truth, not other people's versions of you. Live for your greatness and not somebody else's dream. So embrace your gifts and end your suffering because you are worth it. Yes, there has been a generational struggle across the entire world. We are taught to work this 40 years of our life to keep the economy going. And I'm not telling everybody around the world to quit your jobs because this is essential. So I'm saying have a good work-life balance. Put yourself first. Find a job that allows you to put yourself first and not use you just for productivity. Because truth is, without workers, we have no goods. We will have no food. We will have no phones, no fresh water, no nothing. So people, yes, it's essential to work. It's good to have that beautiful harmony. So again, I'm not saying to quit your jobs. No. Build your personal portfolio of success. Self-sacrifice is personal, but with the community that helped you lift, nothing in life is too heavy. But you cannot come to your community until you come home to your inner truth, until you apply yourself once you find that inner truth. Because right now, you do not know what you have to offer the world. You have to embrace your truth in life to find your true starting point, where you truly need to start learning emotionally, mentally, spiritually, for the world, everything. Your true starting point for everything that you hold integrity and value and love for in this world and in your life. Figure out where all your starting points are at from here and continue on building to your greatness. Don't skip a step. You're worth taking the time to find and build your greatness. This is not an overnight process, you guys. You won't be doing this immediately. Because first you're going to have to learn how to navigate all the words that you use on a daily basis and inside your own minds. Everything that you tell yourself, you have to navigate everything and reprogram and reorganize your sentence structure and keep out everything negative. Anything and all that is negative and holds anything back, keep it out. Throw it away. It is no longer part of the vocabulary. Find yourself. Show up for yourself and do the work. Find what you have to offer the world and then bring it to us. By action and by applying yourself, this will teach your starting point of your growth and learning. So show up to be the change that you need and the rest of the world needs. Show up for yourself to become the greatest version yet. And bring light back into your truth. I see you, stuck on autopilot, day in and day out, life's precious time just ticking away. Stagnant, every day just bleeding together. Why do you feel like this? Because you've overgrown yourself, darling. You have outgrown the dull safety net that basic-ass society has provided for you. It is time to shed this conformity thinking. It's time to shed it like a snake skin. How, you ask? Well, this video is going to teach you how to become your greatest self yet, where to start, and how to navigate your personal journey. Now grab some paper and pen because we will be making a few lists to make a couple of points along the way. Such as at least 90% of the people around you in your life want you to fail. Learning how to own one's actions to unlock your true starting point and potentials in your own life. All skills of shedding your old self and stepping into the world renewed and whole. And the most important skill, how to reclaim your thinking and your speaking patterns. So let's begin, shall we? As most, you are overwhelmed, there's too much to do, and you don't even know where to begin. Well, love, that is a simple yet scary answer, because it all starts with you. The one that you were trained to ignore for the dream, the hustle and grind of life. The one that you were trained to ignore because it didn't fit in, and it was just too loud. This is your core true self controlling your emotions and spontaneous actions. Because it wants you to stop pretending. You cannot find those who love and accept you as you are until you find yourself, your true self. And you cannot find this true self in other people. You can apply the lessons that they learned in their life to yourself, and that is it. Different outcomes for each individual. So it's better to figure out your main focus in life and get that one big deliberate goal that you're going to be trying to achieve. But what does living in your happiness feel like? Where does your values lie? Are you a person who is constantly overachieving for others? So do you place value in your family, in your home, constantly doing the hustle and grind and not being there for them because you want to provide for them instead? Or learn self-health and love to be able to provide the home, the family, the relationship status that you want to acquire. The greatest thing that you can do for any loved one out there is not self-sacrifice. It is actually learning how to live and be your greatest self yet, so you can learn how to show up for others that you love and yourself and the world the way that you need to be. And learning how to show up for yourself in life looks like owning your actions. And this is the number one step to growth. This is the number one step to healing. This is the number one step to acquiring all of your goals. All by first learning how to unlock your hostile patterns and traits placed there by society and family. As a whole, you must shed all of your old beliefs and old self in order to step into life anew. You must shed all the misconceptions of mind and society. You must shed everything that holds you back. And this allows you to step into your true self. All by shedding your conditional thinking and leaving all the lies that society has taught you behind. Just because you wanted to normalize yourself and fit in, just because they told you that your productivity is your worth, where's the value lie? So this allows us to reprogram and reorganize our vocabulary itself, the way we think and the way we speak. By shedding the vocabulary constraints that promote self-hatred and manipulation, all words that society has normalized for self-victimization. And for some of you, this looks like shedding the shell of narcissistic family members and friends around you. The ones who are always casting shadows of doubt in name of protecting you because they say that they love you. Anybody always keeping you at arm's length, never fully letting you in and always just giving you judgment and never encouragement. This means it's time to break free to your own self and life. This looks like learning how to show up for yourself during life's lowest moments. The moments that nobody else are going to be there for, because they were never there for your great moments. And it's in these low moments is when life and universe is forcing you to remember everything that you have come through in life so far. Everything that you have not just survived, but thrived through. It is trying to let you focus on everything that you have learned in those low moments so you can now apply it to your current one. So stop just surviving and dodging all the crap that life is throwing at you, yeah? These are the moments of self-reflection. All the things that you are forced to do and become by life and society as a whole. All things that were not you at heart, but still had to do. This is not you. This is not your identity. Life is trying to teach you what your true self is. Just because you are forced to be something for a certain amount of time does not make that you. So for a moment, just ask yourself, why were you forced to become all of these different individuals in these situations? Close your eyes and truly ask, why? This is where you find your seed of abundance planted within you. Roots of greatness form in your veins and heart, teaching you how to apply your own knowledge to yourself. Owning all parts of you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so you can fully embrace your truest potential and starting points in life, mentally, physically, and spiritually. You're learning what your own integrity is. And this, my love, is bringing you to your whole self for the very first time, in the form of recognition and acceptance. Now, for some of you, I get it. Don't be frightened. This is just your starting point, learning how to accept all the things that you had to do and become. Let's face it, the world's forced you into a corner. Now you're faced with accepting all of your own actions. I'm here to let you know that you cannot fix your past. What you can do is prepare your right now and future self for when all of your past flops come back to haunt. Whether it be 1 month from now or 10 years from now, everything you do in life circles back around, because this is the universe seeing if you have grown. How many of the lessons of life did you actually apply to yourself and to the things around you in order to be where you're at now? So everything will circle back around just to test you. The main reason for all of this is because you were never taught self-love and worth. So life is forcing you to show up for yourself, and it's also giving you all of those awkward moments of forgiving and healing. All of this by owning your own true self and the actions that you have done and will be taking here in the future. Now let's talk about the words that you are using eternally. Let's talk about the words that you tell yourself mentally and the words that you use physically to yourself and other people outside your own head. How do you speak these words? Because most of the words in today's society are taught to bind, harm, manipulate, and self-victimize. We're transforming into a great speaking pattern that heals while being spoken properly. No hindering vocabulary. It uplifts, it encourages, it heals, it's loving. It's pure motivation by simple sentence structure. And what do I mean by this? How does that look? Well, let's use a worldwide example of prayer. Now, I don't normally talk religion or politics whatsoever on my channel, but this is something that I believe is done completely incorrectly. Let's give you some examples, so stick with me on this one, yeah? Most of the world's prayers are asking, requesting, demanding, and this is all wrong. So what do I mean by asking? Please heal my son. And what do I mean by requesting? Please take me instead. And what is demanding? You better help or I become the worst human being possible. All of these thinking and speech patterns have one common thread of failure. And that's the fact that they are asking for something. Asking for any one thing tells the universe that it's not there for it to be provided to you. You must feel the most benevolent outcome is already happening and change your speaking pattern to make this sound like truth. Such as, instead of asking for healing, simply stating, "Thank you, universe and life, for healing my son, for I now know the evil is seeping out through this sickness." How about the requesting format? "Thank you for the time that I had with my loved one. I shall live on in their memory and take their strengths as my own." How about the demanding portion? "Thank you for strength and understanding within my solo mission, and I am blessed to learn my true potential within this struggle." All of these examples acknowledge the pain, but they do not dwell within its darkness, instead providing strength to the light that is already within it. Because the way you think and speak will always create your reality and its outcomes. So time to break from world for just a moment and come back to your inner truth. And truly ask yourself, have the words and actions that you have been using justifiable? Or are amends needed because of your newfound way of thinking and speaking? Owning these mistakes and not hiding from them allows pure and true growth within you. This is building your personal integrity, a quality that outshines lifetimes. And developing this for yourself looks like owning all of your deliberate actions. It looks like owning all of your words of hate that you deliberately used inside yourself and outwardly towards other people just to manipulate them or to make yourself feel better. So begin recognizing and dropping all the vocabulary and words that gaslight you and others, bring manipulation, self-harm, and hatred. Get rid of all of those. Get rid of anything that holds you back. Again, no hindering vocabulary whatsoever. If any sentence that you speak doesn't have at the end of it a "you got this" feeling, you are using the wrong vocabulary. So recognize that at least 80 to 90% of your speaking is cruel. It's hindering. So don't become your surroundings. You were born to be greater. You are only within these surroundings to find your truest potential. And this looks like not allowing others' opinions to have weight inside your world, because you have developed and started creating self-love and eternal worth. So don't act like nor become your surroundings. You are greater than that. You just happen to be greater than what your surroundings can currently provide for. So life is forcing you into awkward moments and places and phases in order to push you out to find the area of growth that's needed for you. The place to use your abundant potential that you have yet to tap into. All of this is just a growing phase, learning your strengths, finding how far endurance goes inside of you, figuring out all the tools of success for you to have inside your toolkit of life to become your greatest potential self yet. So stop placing time and energy in others that don't help you along your journey. The world needs you to find your greatest possible self and bring it to us. And you deserve this as well. So you are worth the time of taking all of these methods and applying it to yourself in life. Because let's face it, fake friends and family members around you want you to fail. But Toby, people in my life genuinely love me. What are you saying? Okay, grab your pen and paper. Let's put this to a test now. When you have a brilliant idea or a successful moment in your life, who shows up for you? I want you to write down all the names of the people who show up for you. Now I need you to write down how they show up for you. Is it physical? Is it verbal? Is it over a text? And then lastly, I need you to write down the response of how they showed up for you. Say if it was a family member, were they excited? Did they arrive in person to approve? Or did they support you by biting their tongue? Or did they unleash clouds of doubt towards your way in the form of love because you should be careful with this, that, and the third? Or did they just laugh it off in general and say, oh, it's another one of your silly ideas? You need to write down even about your friends and romantic partners. How did they show up for you and what was their reactions? Let me tell you the truth right now. A healthy response will always be encouraging. Even if you are failing at that very moment, a healthy response will be for you to fail to greatness. That is what you need to feel within that response of "you got this." Continue on because you will arrive at the answer. And it looks in the form of this. Say if you're dealing with a parent, or if you are the parent and you're dealing with a child that has so many bright ideas but keeps falling on their face, how do you show up for them? Still be encouraging, but yet say, take the time and pay attention. Your response will be as a parent, that's okay. You got this. You're going to fail to greatness. Just take a look at every time you fail, what can you change next in order to become better next time around? What this is teaching with a compliment. A friend or a romantic partner can also do it the same way. With a friend, I believe the greatest response that I've ever heard was, I love that. Is there anything I can do to help you with my current skill sets? This leaves the door wide open, letting you know that you are there for them. You see what they're doing and you see their awesomeness, and you're giving them the option of accepting your help or just doing it on their own. And with romantic partners, you actually have to be a little bit more direct. Because this is what we all need, is that little bit of boost of, oh, so you do got me. So a partner's response would be, fabulous. Do you need my help in any way, or do you just need me to be here emotionally for you? You're leaving the door open in every aspect that they need. And showing up for them emotionally already by stating your response that way. All of these responses are allowing the other person know that you see them, you see what they're trying to work on, and it leaves the option open if they want to invite you in for help, or if you just want to be there for emotional support. And notice, there was no mocking, there was no doubting, and there was no blaming or laughing at anything, at any type of these situations whatsoever within the responses. Within every situation, you notice that the sentence structure and the language used and provided was encouraging and also gave recognition to them. So know that anybody using sentence structure that holds you back in any way, shape, or form, or that makes you self-doubt, they're trying to manipulate you, and that allows you to know that they are the fake ones. They're the ones that are here to hold you back. And those are the ones that you need to start weeding out of your circles. Even though they show up and say they claim to love you, they are only here to protect you. This is a form of manipulation, okay? Whether it be a friend, a family, a romantic partner, if they're taking your time, your energy away from yourself, if they're devouring your happiness for yourself, they are not there for you. So let's face it, they are not there for your best intentions. So be careful with all these fake people around you inside your life. They will promote all these self-lies and manipulation inside yourself. Get casting shadows of doubt in every area in life that you try to overcome. This is a type of control. Their manipulation of words keeping you hostage within inside your own brain with doubts and misery. Always living with inside your pain and suffering because you are now miserable with not applying your true potential. So anybody who doesn't see your value and tries to rob from your happiness must go from your inner circle. Give them the boot. Because if you don't get a "you got this vibe from me" attitude at the end of their sentence structures, that's how you know they're not there for you. If you don't feel like they're supporting you, and if any way, shape, or form they're using that sentence structure and their words to manipulate you, they're not there for you. If they're trying to harm you, if they're trying to cast doubt, even if they're asking you questions in forms of, well, what are you thinking? What are your next steps? Well, what about this? What about that? They should be there to listen to your full self first. And then if you ask them their opinion is when they should be delivering that. They shouldn't be stepping right up. Now, a true friend, if you're failing, will step right up and say, "Hey, baby, I know you're trying to get this done, but you see that you're hindering yourself here, here, and here." So a true friend would tell you the truth immediately. They won't talk about it behind your back. So get rid of all the people trying to steal your time and energy. Just start distancing them and then distance them more. You don't owe them an explanation. Just tell them, "Sorry, I'm not feeling it." Because lately you have been comfortable in living within your own suffering and pain. Let's face it, the hustle and grind of life that you were taught has taught you to shut down and ignore yourself to the point where you don't even hear the alarm bells going off. And this is when a true friend speaks out in that very moment and says, "Hey, wake up. Life is starting to pass you by, baby. You got to either start showing up for yourself, or what the hell is this all about?" And here's the thing, that true friend also, they're never going to just point out all of your flaws. They're going to offer you solutions. They're going to provide you solutions of greatness for you to get up and help motivate yourself. And this is what a true friendship is, because that goes back and forth, back and forth. So when somebody shows up to you when you are full of doubt saying, "You got this, get out there and do your greatest," keep those people in your life. And I'm only saying this to remind you all because we are built to take in toxic relationships. We are built to have what we call the fallen angel syndrome, that we must heal and fix all these broken people because inherently they might be able to wake up and heal us. They will give us permission to start working on ourselves. You don't need permission, love. Asking for that permission is what I call the Cinderella effect. So now you're going from this fallen angel of wanting to constantly help to asking society, paying society, in fact, taking your production in life and pushing it towards society, saying, "Look what I can do." And you are basically buying love with your productivity. You cannot fix nobody else until you can fix yourself first. And even then, you can only teach somebody how to start fixing themselves. Because again, they have to do it. Only they live within them 100% of the time. This Cinderella effect is clouding all of your judgment, being valued by your productivity and not your worth, because that's how you were taught to seek love. So conditioned from birth to try to fix things, all because you're seeking permission to fix yourself. You don't need permission to heal and be whole once more. It is your birthright to be abundantly great. And all those who don't see it can clear off. Begin learning to self-regulate and make healthy boundaries, not for others, but for yourself. Because you don't want anybody robbing your newfound happiness, something that you had just learned. That is a place of living and being. It is not a destination. It is not a goal. So stop letting others steal from your happiness by attention seeking through doubt seeding. Because remember, as you grow and find yourself, the universe is going to send tests to test you to see if you're applying all the lessons that you have been taught so far, to see if you can actually get out of the hole that it's going to provide for you here in the future faster, better, and become even more gratuitous. So tell life and universe, thank you for teaching me how to become my purest and greatest self yet. Embrace what it throws at you. Because lately, you have been throwing 80% more at yourself than what life and universe has thrown at you. So embrace the task that it gives you as you grow and find yourself. And remember, when you bump into all them haters, that means you're on the right path to your greatness. And all of this just by owning your own actions and coming to your truth and being there for yourself and learning how to show up. Owning the actions by apologizing for all of your past deeds, or at least preparing for your future self when they come back around and they arise in the faces of all of those that you actually had to do wrong in order to get someplace, because you were forced to. Because this looks like doing what is right, not what is easy. Becoming the better person in every situation from here on out. Owning your own actions looks like you did your very best within every given situation with the information allowed at that time. So if your future self is arguing over what you did in the past because you didn't know something, hey, you did your best in that given moment, perfect. Accept it, allow it to go and flow away. Don't dwell on it. Allow life to show you all the different possible outcomes that can happen the next time around and choose your greatest outcome possible. So knowing that you did your very best at that given time with the information provided to you, that is your best. Accept it. It might have not been your greatest outcome. It might have not even been a good outcome. It might not have even been favorable. But that is okay because you still process through it. What life is telling you is take those learning key moments within whatever situation and apply them to the rest of yourself. Now, knowing your own wider truth, you can start adjusting every situation accordingly. You can start changing the way you speak to yourself and to others. You can start changing the way you are thinking. And this is your integrity. This is your inner true self, that core. And it is telling you that you are ready for change. I can feel it. It's electric in the air. So follow your inner voice to your self-acceptance and worth. Live within your truest, greatest self and your inner love. Show up for your truth and show up for yourself in life, because you are the true beginning point. And do the work, because you are only as good as the effort you put behind it. Because you got this. Learning how to show up for yourself in life looks like owning your actions. And this is the number one step to growth. This is the number one step to healing. This is the number one step to acquiring all of your goals. All by first learning how to unlock your hostile patterns and traits placed there by society and family. As a whole, you must shed all of your old beliefs and old self in order to step into life anew. You must shed all the misconceptions of mind and society. You must shed everything that holds you back. And this allows you to step into your true self. All by shedding your conditional thinking and leaving all the lies that society has taught you behind. just because you wanted to normalize yourself and fit in, just because they told you that your productivity is your worth. Where's the value lie? So this allows us to reprogram and reorganize our vocabulary itself, the way we think and the way we speak. By shedding the vocabulary constraints that promote self-hatred and manipulation, all words that society has normalized for self-victimization. For some of you, this looks like shedding the shell of narcissistic family members and friends around you. The ones who are always casting shadows of doubt in name of protecting you because they say that they love you. Anybody always keeping you at arm's length, never fully letting you in and always just giving you judgment and never encouragement. This means it's time to break free to your own self and life. This looks like learning how to show up for yourself during life's lowest moments. The moments that nobody else are going to be there for, because they were never there for your great moments. And it's in these low moments is when life and universe is forcing you to remember everything that you have come through in life so far. Everything that you have not just survived, but thrived through. It is trying to let you focus on everything that you have learned in those low moments so you can now apply it to your current one. So stop just surviving and dodging all the crap that life is throwing at you, yeah? These are the moments of self-reflection. All the things that you are forced to do and become by life and society as a whole. All things that were not you at heart, but still had to do. This is not you. This is not your identity. Life is trying to teach you what your true self is. Just because you are forced to be something for a certain amount of time does not make that you. So for a moment, just ask yourself, why were you forced to become all of these different individuals in these situations? Close your eyes and truly ask, why? This is where you find your seed of abundance planted within you. Roots of greatness form in your veins and heart, teaching you how to apply your own knowledge to yourself. Owning all parts of you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so you can fully embrace your truest potential and starting points in life, mentally, physically, and spiritually. You are learning what your own integrity is. And this, my love, is bringing you to your whole self for the very first time, in the form of recognition and acceptance. Now, for some of you, I get it. Don't be frightened. This is just your starting point, learning how to accept all the things that you had to do and become. Let's face it, the world's forced you into a corner. Now you're faced with accepting all of your own actions. I'm here to let you know that you cannot fix your past. What you can do is prepare your right now and future self for when all of your past flops come back to haunt. Whether it be 1 month from now or 10 years from now, everything you do in life circles back around because this is the universe seeing if you have grown. How many of the lessons of life did you actually apply to yourself and to the things around you in order to be where you're at now? So everything will circle back around just to test you. The main reason for all of this is because you were never taught self-love and worth. So life is forcing you to show up for yourself, and it's also giving you all of those awkward moments of forgiving and healing. All of this by owning your own true self and the actions that you have done and will be taking here in the future. So follow your inner voice to your self-acceptance and worth. Live within your truest, greatest self and your inner love. Show up for your truth and show up for yourself in life because you are the true beginning point. And do the work because you are only as good as the effort you put behind it. Because you got this. I want to thank you for joining me today. I am Toby. This is Authentic We. Be kind out there on your journey because you are loved. Ubuntu.